Well. How's it going, everybody? I think by now you may have heard that Germany has allowed the transportation of the Leopard 2 tanks to Ukraine. And I bet since Biden came out and said that we were sending 31 Abrams tanks as well, that was part of the deal for Germany to say, okay. I've said it before. This is the U.S. and NATO's proxy war against Russia. We're supplying military aid. We are supplying, ammunition and whatnot. We might as well be fighting it ourselves. Now, Putin has also said that the tanks will be destroyed and will die in fire and whatnot. I believe that something could pop off from this because right now there's at least 2 ships, I believe, off the Pacific over Alaska and also down by Hawaii. We also have another ship in the Atlantic. That one has a bunch of hypersonic missiles that carry nuclear warheads. Now, the one off Hawaii is a surveillance vessel, but who knows that it could be concealing something inside that all they have to do is retract something and then shoot shit off. Excuse me. But I don't know if you've heard, but they also have a tsunami torpedo that has a nuclear tip on it that could, make a tsunami coming into the East Coast, blah, blah, blah. I don't put anything past this madman. With the dooms clock moving up, it is the closest we've ever come, guys. And not a good thing. I'm a little worried. I'm not gonna lie. Belarus now is joining up and massing along the border of Ukraine. Excuse me. This is going to get ugly here very soon, especially this spring. There could be some shit going on before that, but especially springtime. So, if anybody of you guys know of any jobs out there that might involve auditing, mortgage, collections, servicing, whatever. I'm looking. I've applied for jobs in New Mexico, Buffalo, New York, Ellicottville, that area, overseas. It's tough right now for mortgage people. But thank God I've got collections experience because I could do that if need be. But I think it's changed since my time. But I always had the nice approach to it. Don't berate the person because I've been in that situation. It's not fun. It's very stressful. But anyway, guys, just keep an eye out of what's going on. Watch your news, do your own research on YouTube or whatever you do, and find out the truth your way. I'm just here to warn, help if I can. now's the time that you really should be getting, some type of food storage together, water. I don't know if you've heard of Ben Davidson. He's Suspicious Observers. He's a scientist that watches the sun and stuff like that. It's really good. A lot of good papers and shit from him. Anyway, with the sun right now, the next 2 years, we could have a kill shot. We've just had a big plasma release that is not aimed at us, but thank God it wasn't, because it would have, done something. And if that happens, we're not going to be with electricity for 3 years or more. Now, if we had a huge shell release like we're due for, a micronova, then the whole planet's fucked, and nobody has electricity, or nobody has the means to help. And it could be 10 years or more that you won't have electricity. So how are you going to eat in that situation? You're either going to have to hunt your food, which, thank God I have deer in my neighborhood, but I don't know how many hunters are around, so I don't know how many opportunities there will be. But cars won't run unless you have 1970s vehicle that has no electronics, just a carburetor. That should fire up. Well, your battery cables might be fucked. You probably want to take those off, but your battery may be screwed. I don't know about that. But yeah, no trucks to bring food to a store, no electricity for the store to be open, no trains taking shit back and forth. There's going to be a lot of starvation, a lot of death. If you're not prepared for winter, you don't have wood. I got a cord of wood before this winter, just to be sure that, if the power goes out for some reason, we got heat. I do have a gas buddy, or whatever the hell they're called, and 2 canister one that we can also use for heat. But that only lasts for so long. And then the wood, you can't get it transported to your house. You're going to have to cut down your own wood, which I have trees around me. But, if they're not dead, you're going to have to season them, because it's not going to burn well. There's a lot of things to think about. And if we have a sun issue, no cell phones, no computers, no flashlights, most likely. You got candles, get a bunch of candles. Make sure that you have propane or ways to cook. A camp stove, I got several of those. We have a gas stove, but if the pumps are out, they're not going to deliver any gas. You got what you got in the system, and then you're done. Get charcoal. You can also burn the wood in the grill. Cut some up, and so it's more of a kindling type of thing, and you can cook that way. Over an open fire, buy yourself a big kettle, or one of those things you can put over a grill and cook. I buy things, I've got a thing to make bread without electricity. I got a butter churner. I got an old coffee grinder, but I have, freeze-dried coffee I have in my preps. But I don't have enough for 10 years, guys. I don't think anybody else does. You got several that if you can afford it, I'd get a year's worth at least. But 10 years worth of stuff. And then you got to have water for everything. So if you don't have a well or a river or a creek near you to get that water, what are you going to do? And for us, we have a walk to go get it and bring it back up. So you might want to think about rain barrels, to have rainwater. And you can filter that if need be, but what are you going to do? There's a lot of things to think about, and I'm not fully prepared. So I have resistance on my side. Thinks it's frivolous or not needed. Well, we'll see about that. We'll see. Because if I'm eating, I'm eating. Anybody that doubted me, they can find their own shit. That's fine. So, you might want to try plant some fruit trees in your property that you have apples to eat, to make applesauce or, peaches, pears, plums. Grow your own garden if you can. I've got seeds downstairs that's in a thing, bunch of different ones. That I will be using if I need to. We have an area right here that if it need be, I'll plant them, and it has sun most of the time. But, think about it. Anyway, that's enough doom and gloom for me, guys. I just want to make sure that you're prepared and you guys know what it takes and what could happen in different situations. Yeah. Anyway, peace out. Love you guys. Be good.